Let's go. How do I feel? That's always a good question to ask. How do you feel? How do I feel? Okay, ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel energized? Do you feel like working out? If you don't feel well, if you don't feel energized, there's a couple things you got to look at. Why don't you feel well? Why are you tired? Is it because you didn't sleep well? That's a big one. If you don't sleep well, you're not going to have energy. Your day can only be as good as you sleep. Let me say that again. Your day can only be as good as you sleep. If you sleep well, that's good. If you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, that's good. If you're used to getting 6, I recommend that you get 6.5. 6 hours and 6.5 hours, that's a big difference. 6 hours of sleep and 6.5 hours of sleep, that's a big difference. I've been battling insomnia. If you've been following my videos, you know that. Last night, I slept okay. I've been waking up every 2 hours here and there. I've just been waking up intermittently. But before that, when my insomnia first started, I was having a really hard time. I couldn't even go to sleep. I would literally just sleep 2 hours or 3 hours the entire night, and it would be 1 hour wake up, 1 hour wake up, 1 hour wake up. It was really bad. But now, ever since I signed up for the Ironman, it's been a lot better, and I think it's because now I have a clear goal. You need clear goals to have a good life. Albert Einstein said, if you want to be happy, tie yourself to goals and not to people. He said something like that. There's a good quote about just having goals and staying active and staying busy. Okay, so if you're sleeping well and you're still tired, I know what that's like when you wake up in the morning and you're still tired. It could be that you're eating too much sugar, okay? There's a great book out there. It's called Pure, White, and Deadly. It talks about white sugar and how white sugar will take all the energy from you. It'll make you tired. It's bad for you. It's not healthy. So if you're still tired, even though you slept well, it could be because of your diet. You got to pay attention to your diet. You're only as good as what you eat. Your body's only going to operate at the level of the food that you put in. You got to start thinking of food as your fuel. Let me say that again. That's good. That's a good piece of advice. You have to start thinking of your food as fuel. So sleep and food, and man, that's a recipe for a good life. Okay, that's a recipe for a good life. Sleep well, eat well, be well. Aside from that, other things that you got to pay attention to is you have to stay away from getting hit in the head. Obviously, have you guys been following that CTE in football and NHL? I mean, that's devastating. That these reports and studies just are starting to come out right now because of the people who've been playing football or hockey for 20, 30 plus years, and they're starting to see the repercussions of hitting your head so many times. I'm gonna tell you a quick story on why I stopped playing football. When I was a senior in high school, I tried out for the football team. I obviously made the football team, but we were having a practice session. Just a couple of guys and me. We were practicing on the field, and then it turned into a two-hand touch game. And then, you know, with guys, that two-hand touch game quickly turned into a tackle. And I got tackled. It wasn't even a full-on tackle, but it was from a guy who was he was the coach's assistant. So he was a guy just coming back to help out. So he was already like 20, 25. He was a big guy. So he semi-tackled me, and it was pretty much lights out for me, and that's why I didn't continue playing football in high school. So you gotta protect your head. Protect your head if you're doing any sports out there. By the way, did you know that this is a good piece of information to share with you guys? Did you know that helmets, when you cycle, when you ride a bike out there, or when you play football or hockey or any activity that you do that requires you using a helmet, did you know that that helmet doesn't protect you against concussions? It just protects you from your skull being crushed, from your skull breaking, but your brain is still rattling inside there when you have a helmet on. So the helmet doesn't protect against concussions. Concussion is when your brain slams up against your skull, and that's just from the speed of impact. So don't be fooled that you're safe just because you're wearing a helmet. I remember when I was snowboarding, I used to think that, but that's not the case. So stay safe out there, eat well, sleep well, be well. All right, subscribe guys. I'm off to go swim. I'm getting ready for my Ironman in Oceanside, and I'm doing the Ironman in St. George. You know, 2018 is just going to be filled with Ironmans. I'm going to try to do 5 Ironmans in 2018. Subscribe!